Right.
And there we are. We're live, Matt.
Hello.
A more international show now because you're at home.
I am, yeah.
You're back in the UK.
Which means it's morning for me and evening for you.
Evening for us. So I'm getting caffeinated in the evening. I mean, I always got caffeinated in the evening, so that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I think. I mean, how's your jet lag at the moment? Is that calmed down? Did you get any?
It's calmed down a bit. I got some,
Mm.
but it has calmed down a bit.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not been too bad.
Mm.
Although I don't know if I told. No, I didn't tell you.
Go on.
Because I wanted to save it for the podcast. Actually.
Okay. Well, before you do, welcome to Big Talk, everyone. Welcome YouTube to Big Talk. We're on YouTube today, not Camel Moon. If you want to hear this every week, then go to Camel Moon. That's where we'll be. It depends when we put this out. It depends when we put this out, doesn't it?
yeah, it does a bit.
Yeah.
But if it's November.
If you're watching this in November, go to camelmoon.com where our friend Will Valley has a platform which we will be on, or may be on at the moment. Maybe you've come from Camel Moon. Maybe this is the future, and you're coming here from Camel Moon. Who knows? Anyway, this is Big Talk.
We exist outside of time.
We do. We try to. You know, pesky time always gets in the way. Right, I'll try and start us off again. I went on a tangent midway through the title. Anyway, welcome YouTube. Welcome to Big Talk with Lee and Matt, where we talk about things that we don't really know about while we're caffeinated and opinionated. I fucked that one up too. So let's just go into the show. This is Big Talk. You're gonna love it. We're going to talk about some things that we don't really know about. But anyway, Matt, what's this story?
So I got to the airport. I always make a point to get to the airport early.
How early are we talking?
After several hours early. Like I learned that coming back from Beijing.
Right.
Where I had about 5 hours before the flight.
Uh-huh.
But the train station was the opposite side of Beijing to the airport.
And I'm sure Beijing's not tiny, right? Not tiny.
Well, Beijing's not tiny, and Chinese and the driving is awful, and traffic was terrible. So it took about 3.5 hours to get across Beijing, and I was in a massive rush.
Yeah.
And I would have missed the flight had it not been delayed.
Oh right, okay.
And there's like a bunch of paperwork and stuff you have to fill out at the airport. So I was just like, you know what? From now on.
Yeah,
I'm getting to the airport early.
Yeah, definitely.
And accidentally, this time, coming from Tokyo Haneda,
yep,
I got to the airport 27 hours early. Because
I knew it was coming. I knew it.
Because I went there. For some reason, I thought I was flying on the 26th. I was flying on the 27th.
Right.
And I queued up at check-in and I gave my ticket over, and the woman was like, now you're actually flying tomorrow. And I was like, really? How's that happened? Because I had it on my calendar as the 26th.
Yeah.
So I suspect possibly the flight information was changed at some point over the last few months, and I just didn't notice.
Yeah. Or here's another one. You're a silly Billy and wrote it down. That might have been that as well. You know, we never know.
Well, I mean, that's a possibility.
That's a possibility, but surely not. And that was like me when I went to Austin. So I got there and I was there over the Grand Prix weekend, right? I didn't mean to be there on Grand Prix weekend, but nevertheless, I was there going across. So I fly into Austin and get to what's it called, the Firehouse. You recommended the place. Was it the Firehouse?
Yeah, the Firehouse.
Yeah, so fantastic hostel. If you're ever in Austin, go to the Firehouse. And I get there, speaking to the guy on the check-in counter. I'm like, I'm here for 5 days. or it was a while anyway. It's like, oh right, you're here for like the Grand Prix, and I was like, no. It's like, oh yeah, the Grand Prix is here, so it's going to be like really busy this weekend. There's going to be people coming in and out. I'm like, oh okay, brilliant. It's like, what did you say your name was? I was like, Lee. It says, your room starts tomorrow, and my gut sinks, and I'm like, I'm here on Grand Prix weekend, and I don't have a fucking room. I was like, do you have any beds tonight? And he was like, yes we do. And I was like, oh thank God. But I spent so much money to stay there on Grand Prix weekend. It was like 5 times the price, obviously, because apparently Britney was playing. I was there with this really camp guy who was there for the Grand Prix, but was there to see Britney. He had his pink It's Britney bitch hoodie on, and he was just going there, loving life. And he was in my room, so he was my best friend for a couple of days. People were spending so much money to go there, and I was almost sleeping in the dirty sixth of Austin, Texas, with all of the bums on a Friday night. So
man.
Yeah,
a lot of bums.
Yeah,
lot of bums on dirty sixth.
Especially in the dirty sixth. Yeah, it's a good fun place, bit rough and ready, but that's the kind of stuff that I like. And that wasn't the flight information or anything changing. That was just me being an idiot, 100%. I booked the flight and the room on a different day. Nice.
It was genuinely shocking how many homeless people there were in Austin. Like it really, it was just, it blew me away because, and they were all very nice. They were very nice homeless people.
Yeah.
I gave everyone money, I believe. Everyone I saw. I was just like, just be safe, man. You're in a country where there's firearms. Just be safe.
Yeah. I always got talking to. Well, I mean, I always get talking to homeless people. After I got mugged that almost got mugged that one time by that homeless guy. I just talk to them now. And this one guy was asking me for some money because he gave me this big store in it, and I didn't have any on me. And he's like, oh, can I have a cigarette then? I was like, yeah. And like we continued to talk, and then like about 10 minutes through, he goes, dude, I've got to tell you, I wasn't going to do that stuff that I said I was going to do with money. I was going to buy some drugs. Okay, I just wanted to put it out there. I'm going to buy some drugs. And I was like, oh, okay, man, no, that's fine. Thanks for being honest with me. I'm sorry, man. You're a good guy, and I don't want to lie to you. I was going to buy some drugs. I admired his candor, Matt. I admired it.
Yeah, well, why lie about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I was going to buy some drugs. That's why I came over.
It's almost the unwritten thing, isn't it? In a lot of ways. Yeah, with like opioid crises, it's like you're probably going to spend this on drugs.
Lots of pain.
Like when I was Well, like when I was there, because I went there with quite a bit of money,
right?
Because I saved quite a bit of money to go.
Sure.
And I was staying in a hostel, which was cheap as chips.
Yeah.
I'd like give them money and like buy them like a burger.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just eat and be safe. Because it's just madness.
Yeah.
There's a lot of homeless people in our hometown as well.
Yeah.
Like an absolutely mad number, and it's gone up.
Does it seem like it's gone up since you've been away?
Yeah, well, I noticed it. I noticed it last year that it had gone up, and yeah, this year it's gone up even more. And I don't know how it's happened. I don't know where all these people have come from. But it's worrying,
Yeah. I was going to try and use this as a segue, but I can't, Matt.
Yeah, are drugs evil? Are drugs evil, Lee?
I don't know, but I'll ask you this: is there such thing as good and evil? There we are. There's our
boom.
There's our one.
you called for a segue,
and Matt delivered. Well, I mean, I think, like, especially with like the homelessness crisis and everything like that, It's never simple, is it?
No,
nothing's ever
absolutely.
simple. Now we could instantly just go the government are terrible. They don't like poor people because they're conservatives. What would be Republicans for our US people out there?
Well, they're still conservative.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Oh yeah, they still have that word, don't they? It's not a word they don't understand. There we are. And
that's what a Republican is.
And we could just say it's that. Which, by the way, I heard he's apparently prorogued government. I've never heard that word before.
Pro what government? Sorry.
He's prorogued government. Boris. He's prorogued it.
He's
closed it, is what that means.
Yeah.
He's closed it for a while.
He's going to, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know now because he lost a vote recently. It's, you know what sucks about being back?
Go on. You got
all of that.
Yeah.
All of that. You cannot escape it.
No.
And my dad, bless my dad.
Yeah.
He has 24-hour BBC News on.
What, all the time?
Quite a bit.
Oh, God.
Well, not all the time, but he did when I got back, because he picked me up from the airport. And when we got back, after I had a nap, it was on the TV, and I was like, welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we segued away from the segue. So, good and evil. Yeah, nothing is simple. Nothing's simple.
No.
And good and evil are absolutes, aren't they?
They're
two absolutes on each side of a scale.
A morality scale, if you will.
Yeah. I don't think you can have absolute good and absolute evil.
No. Okay.
I mean, not even the worst people in history were absolutely evil.
No.
Especially by modern standards. Vegetarianism and veganism is considered moral today, and Hitler was a vegetarian.
Right.
So by modern standards, he wasn't completely evil.
Yeah.
He was a very good painter. He created the Autobahn, or he pushed through the Autobahn.
Yeah.
Which revolutionized transport in Germany. But he was also a massive evil dictatorial, authoritarian, mass murdering lunatic with a terrible mustache.
Yeah. So I mean that's one evil point right there with the mustache, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. Very fashionable at the time.
It was old Chaplin's, wasn't it? Hasn't made it back, has it? It's never made a comeback. No. Fashion is cyclical, apart from that mustache.
Just like the name Adolf, that's not come back either.
No.
Yeah. For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why do we say it then? Do you reckon it's just for it to be easier for us to just discount things? And
I think it's an easy mental trigger. I think evil more so than good. I think because good is a word that has so many meanings. It's like you can talk about quality rather than morality with good, but with evil, that's very, very much that's coated in morality. You can't get away from the morality there. So evil is used more, right? And that's just it's like a buzzword for people. So there's a lot of people. I mean, we were just talking about America.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of the Republicans are evil, the Democrats are evil.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, more complicated than that. Because not everything. Then it's not all. Yeah, it's complicated. Like I have a problem with saying X is evil.
Yeah.
When it's so clearly muddy.
Yeah.
And I also have a problem. With things being considered an unquestioning moral good.
Okay. Expand that a little bit more.
Well, because you never know where something might lead, and you never know where something might, how something might evolve or devolve into something poor. I mean, you think of the saying, "The road to hell is paved with good intentions."
Yeah,
well, let's expand that a bit. You look at communism. At its heart, that is
a sharing, system where, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That is base thing.
At its heart, we don't want people to be unequal. We want to share everything we have, so we can all sort of prosper together, or we can all coexist together.
Yeah.
And you think, well, that seems very nice.
Yeah.
And that's just in concept. It falls apart beyond that concept almost immediately, because how are you going to read it? Because sharing becomes redistribution.
Yeah.
And how are you going to redistribute?
Yeah. The free will is taken away from it, isn't it? There's no choice involved, is there?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, we're all equal, but well, at what state are we all equal now?
And how far do you go with that? Yeah.
Yeah. How far do you go with that? It's like the Me Too movement now. I mean, you look at that, and it's like, okay, so that at its heart, at its core, is women and, well, I mean, men and women have been oppressed sexually.
Yeah.
By
and people coming together to fight this. Yeah. The wrongs that have been done to them. Yeah, definitely. Right. Definitely a good thing to do. 100%.
Right. In concept. And then you go, due process is removed from that completely. We can accuse you without evidence, and your life is destroyed. I mean, very recently now, at time of recording, someone just killed themselves because of an accusation. A game dev just killed himself because of an accusation levied against him by a popular feminist icon, basically.
Right.
And who accused him with no evidence whatsoever. Now I don't know if it was a false allegation or if it was true. But the point is, we're now never going to find out.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it was taken to Twitter instead of to the police.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's difficult to come out and talk about these things with the police, because, you know, you may not be believed. There have been instances where people haven't been believed. But at the same time, you can't. We're not in a society where you can just have frontier justice.
Yeah.
Because what justice is that? It's not justice.
No.
So that has become, out of a noble purpose, it's become something that is very much, very, very morally grey.
Yeah.
And you never know where these things lead. That's why I don't like it. That's why I don't like saying, that's ultimately, it's a good thing. You should just embrace it. And it's like, well, let's look at it first before we leap.
Okay. Well, here's a little thing for us then. Can we find something that is like that is good? We've got the time. We've got some time.
Okay.
Can something be ultimately good?
Ultimately, in a moral sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a think.
Because I had this conversation with Laura, and so she gets she works in a charity, and they give out money and things like that to other charities. And one of the things that the charity asking for the money will have to do is ask how many people it will benefit, right?
Okay.
And a lot of the reports will come back, the asks for the money, and a lot of them will say 256,000. Now that is the population of Milton Keynes. So what they're saying is that this will help everyone.
Okay.
And inevitably,
no, it won't.
Doris's bake sale at the church is not going to help out all of Milton Keynes, nor is even like a even if you look to things that are really noble, like opening a new homeless shelter or something like that, it's probably going to help about 20 people a night. So nothing is ever going to help. Well, this was a question that I then posed: is there anything that can help everyone? And it was really hard to look at. Really, it was really hard to sort of like work it through, because there's only very few things that you could do that would help anyone. Now, if money wasn't an option and things like that, I guess the only things you can do is like pay for everyone's water, pay everyone's water rates, or heating or something like that, sort of very basic needs, and paying those all off. But obviously you're not going to get money to do that. And there was just very little that you could do that would benefit everyone. Definitely not a bake sale at the church. I'll tell you that. It's not going to help everyone.
Well, I mean, is that the metric then? Like how many people it would benefit?
Oh, not necessarily. Like, it was just an aside, really.
Because that just seems like a bunch of charlatans trying to get money off of a charity.
I think it's just a bit short-sighted, Again, I think it's with good intentions, but after a bit of introspection into what that project probably is, I think you'd very quickly go, that probably won't help everyone.
Okay. What about honesty? Do you think honesty is a moral good?
I mean, it could be taken as a virtue, but
an absolute virtue?
Nah, absolutely not.
Okay. When would it not be virtuous, to be honest?
If it hurts someone disproportionately to the good it does.
Okay.
If it would, I'm talking a bit utilitarian here, but with sort of virtue, it's like how much does it help versus hinder in sort of virtuous senses? Because I mean, some honesty is good, Sometimes I imagine it's just going to be good to do that. You should probably just be honest. But if that's going to disproportionately hurt someone unnecessarily and things like that, nah, I don't think it could be an absolute one,
no. Okay.
How about yourself? Do you have any different views on it?
I mean, I guess I'd need an example. I'd need like a concrete example of it not
working.
Of it being sort of negative, yeah.
Okay, right. You're married. You've got a kid.
Okay.
I come in and go, Matt, kid's not yours. Fucked your wife about 8 years ago, and that kid's mine.
Okay.
I might not do it as blunt as that, but the message would be that, basically.
But Lee, my kid's 14.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I did it then as well.
Okay.
So that would be me being honest.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. I mean, well, let's look at what you've done there. So. You've that's interesting, because that's like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being honest in that sense.
I thought you was going to say having sex with your wife, and I was going to say, Matt, I'm never going to do that. We've spoke about this.
Well, I mean, she's not real, so
also not real. That's why I can't do it.
It's impossible. Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing, right? What you'll get, I mean, aside from what you did, I guess the big thing there is that you've been honest at the wrong time. Because the time to be honest and say, I fucked your wife, would have been immediately after you fucked my wife.
How immediately?
Like, well, I mean, I don't know, like a day or two, like a couple of days, or something like that. That would have been, I mean, that would have been the best thing to do. It perhaps would have been the most rational thing to do. Although the most rational thing to do really would have been to not fuck my wife.
Would have been to steer clear, yeah.
Exactly.
Because now there's a kid involved as well, and a kid's mine.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You've put 8 years of your life into nurturing this small human as yours, and now that truth has been tipped upside down and is now false.
Yeah.
Now, chances are you may still love I mean, of course you're going to love the kid, not may still. Of course you're going to love the kid, but it's going to change that dynamic, isn't it? It's consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously. It's going to change that as well.
Well, I mean, it will. That, I mean, yeah.
That's why I had the kid in there. I added the kid for the emotional dagger, you know.
Yeah. See, it's not the honesty necessarily that's the. No, that is bad. Shit. Because that destroys. So that destroys the marriage immediately. That destroys the friendship immediately. At least for a time. No, actually, no. It would just completely destroy it, I think, in that case.
I think 8 years of lying.
Yeah.
And to have straight up betrayed you. I think there's very little to come back from on that, isn't there?
Yeah.
And if time heals all wounds, then it's going to be a bloody long time, at the very least. Yeah, I would say.
No, it would be. It would be a long time. I mean, that would basically destroy. That would destroy anyone. Really. I mean, you think about how. Because I mean, what are the chances of what do you think I don't think I would remarry if that was the case.
I'm not sure.
I think I'd be like MGTOW for life after that. Because that's just that. I mean, to get personal for a second, that would just be the latest in a long string of women being shit to me.
Right.
So that would, and especially considering 8 years. That would be nuts.
That's a huge time investment.
I think.
Right?
Yeah, that would be. That would suck. That would be awful. And I think. I think that's like self. That's. See, there's a lot going on there. See again, it's complicated because on the one hand, it's almost a selfish honesty on your part because you've not done it earlier. It's like the question of why do it now?
Yeah.
Of all times.
Would the why change anything?
No. No, I mean it would just add more information, and that information might change something. So why have you said it now? Let's add that one.
I'm dying. I've got 6 months at best.
Oh boy. I would straight up disown you.
It was. Why did I do it? Nah, we'll just stay with that. Stays on the selfish line.
Okay. I would straight up disown you at that point then.
Mm.
Like, because that is just selfish.
Mm-hmm.
So that is evil then. I would absolutely say that's evil. I mean, if you're trying to get it off your chest, because it's like I've got 6 months left. I don't want to regret. I don't know. Yeah, no, that is, yeah. No, at that point, yeah. Yeah, at that point, it would be disowning, I think. So, yeah, no, that is evil. In my opinion. Okay.
So honesty's out the window.
Honesty's out the window. Okay. Altruism.
Okay, so
we're going conceptual here.
Yeah, as in giving. Giving. Okay.
So I would say honesty in all situations. I mean, I think we're going conceptual instead of concrete example.
I think so. That makes sense.
I mean, like, because honesty, I think it wouldn't be so bad if you do the dirty deed with the wife and tell me almost immediately after. Because that way there's something to repair. So that would be good. I would say that would be a moral good.
What again though, it's going to depend on my reason, isn't it?
Well, if you've told me immediately after.
But why did I do it?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you've told me immediately after, it's almost it would almost be a mistake. I mean, honestly, either way, regardless of your intentions of telling me straight after, or your intentions with the wife.
That's what I meant. That was the one that I would be. I think that's going to be a spectrum as well.
No, but regardless, you'd be doing me a favour.
Yeah. No,
because
fair. Yeah.
Because on the one hand, I've married a piece of shit, and on the other, you're a piece of shit. So I don't need either of you in my life at that point.
Yeah.
So I can just go, okay, thank you for telling me.
See ya.
See ya. Yeah. Right. Exactly. And I can throw the wife out the house and get separated. Like, it's simple.
Okay. Altruism.
So you can
giving.
Altruism. Yeah. Giving. Altruism.
Okay. How can I ruin altruism for everyone? I have stolen from a charity, stolen money from a charity shop, and given that to another charity. I've gone into Red Cross, stolen like $2,000 from the till, and given that to Bernardo's Children's Hospice.
Oh, okay. That's very grey. That's a bit of both, isn't it? That's a bit of both.
100%. Yeah, that is perhaps. Well, no, I don't think it would be completely neutral. I think you're erring on the side of bad at that point, because you could have just left it as it was, and that would have been neutral. But now you've what would it be like?
Well, I mean, not stealing would have been good, right?
Yeah, that's the good thing.
Not stealing the money in the first place would have been good. Stealing the money and keeping it would have been definitely evil.
That's naughty, but that's not altruism, is it? So
No, that's just larceny. So
mm,
stealing the money and then giving it to another charity,
yeah,
it's like that is grey. That's not
mm,
necessarily. That's like hmm. That's like seeing a dried up starfish on the beach
mm,
and throwing it back into the sea, but then like taking a fish out of the sea and throwing it on the beach.
yeah.
It's so you've helped the starfish and killed a fish.
Mm. I've got one. I've got one which might be less grey.
Okay.
I'm a landlord.
Yeah.
I own 5 houses, all in a row.
Hmm.
These people all pay too much rent, and they're not in the best financial situation.
Okay.
Okay, I up the rent in nefarious terms. It's not necessarily illegal, but I'm just rinsing these 5 households of cash.
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
After I've taken my cut, I give all the rest to charity.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's way less grey.
Yeah.
There's still an element of good there with the giving,
Mm.
but well, that's the thing. So okay. So altruism by itself,
Mm-hmm.
if you just take that, if you just take the giving,
Mm-hmm.
the giving is the good bit. It's the stuff before. It's the stuff around it that colours it. You know what I mean?
Okay, right. So altruism is the principle or moral practice of concern for happiness of other human beings and or animals, resulting in quality of life, both material and spiritual. Okay, okay. So if I'm concerned with the happiness of human beings, I can't steal from them to be altruistic. Okay. I've just found a link here for competitive altruism.
Competitive altruism.
Let's check this out.
Well, giving increasing amounts to charity to
I have
try
no
and up
idea.
the next guy.
Right, so competitive altruism is a possible mechanism for the persistence of cooperative behaviours, specifically those that are performed unconditionally. The theory of reciprocal altruism can be used to explain behaviours that are performed by a donor who receives some sort of benefit in the future. When no such benefit compensation is received, however, reciprocity fails to explain altruistic behaviour.
So it's like quid pro quo.
Okay, so here we are. Right. To explain competitive altruism, Roberts uses the example of preening among birds. Because certain birds cannot reach parasites on all parts of their bodies, particularly their necks, they benefit from preening one another. For any given bird, there is an entire flock of potential preeners who compete in hopes of establishing a beneficial relationship. Cheaters, or those birds that try to be preened without preening others, do not compete and are thus excluded from these relationships. Their fitness is lowered because they are ostracized by members of the flock.
Well, you see that among monkeys as well, where they pick fleas and lice off each other. Well, that's societal. That's a form of society. You probably see examples of that in human society.
I'd imagine so, yeah.
I mean, would you say? I mean, if you just follow grooming, would you say that like hairdressers are part of that? They provide you provide a service, you get compensated for the service. Preening, reciprocal preening, and reciprocal grooming.
Competitive altruism just sounds like capitalism, doesn't it?
Yes, basically.
Exchanging goods and services for other goods and services.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Or like bartering, the barter system. That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
Right, so how do I make altruism bad?
Hmm. So you have to not steal.
Okay.
I mean, would giving money to like a murderer be altruistic? Because you're still giving something, right?
Mm.
Funding terrorism, funding a terrorist organization.
Mm. But I think we're still with the well-being thing, aren't we? So the happiness of other human beings.
I mean, you're funding. Well, you're looking at the happiness of a terrorist organization, right?
Mm.
They're going to be happy by getting money to enact their will.
Mm. Right, so it is a traditional virtue in many cultures and a core aspect of various religious traditions and secular worldviews, though the concept of others toward whom concern should be directed can vary among cultures and religions. In an extreme case, altruism may become a synonym for selflessness, which is the opposite of selfishness.
Like sacrifice or self-sacrifice.
Mm. Well, so if in an extreme case it can become a synonym of selflessness, then you can. I mean, you can always go too far with things, can't you?
Well, I mean, technically speaking, we're talking about self-sacrifice here. A suicide bomber would consider themselves selfless, right?
But I mean, even if you didn't sort of infringe on the liberties of others and just like just committed suicide,
if you blew yourself up in an empty field
in a room, in a padded room,
yeah. I mean, well, that would be if you blew yourself up in an empty field, that would be. I would actively encourage suicide bombers to do that. Blow yourself up in an empty field with no one around you, except maybe other suicide bombers. If you want, like, I don't know, man, because that's not altruistic, though, is it?
No.
Being a suicide bomber.
No. Maybe altruism's the only one, you know?
I mean, maybe. Yeah. Like pure altruism. Did we answer this question really quickly?
We might have done it for good. We might have done it, is there such thing as good?
Like pure altruism, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone ever does anything.
I was just about to ask, do you reckon there is such thing as pure altruism?
Yeah. I mean, you can do things. I think even if you're not getting anything materially, you're getting something spiritually. There's always a quid pro quo in some respect.
I think sometimes it could maybe be done by accident, perhaps. We can be altruistic by like accident. Like a reflex, like an altruistic reflex. I'm trying to think of an example where I've done it, and then afterwards I'll go, oh, I just did a nice thing, and then it will make me feel happy. But that wasn't the reason behind it. It was sort of a happy after effect.
What if you're altruistic but you really hate it? Would that be it?
I don't know.
But that's not even possible.
No,
surely. Because if you hate it, why would you do it? Because there's always some benefit.
I reckon accidental altruism is the only type of pure altruism you've got. Then that's what I think. Because everything else, like, there's going to be a thought at some point where I'll go, oh, I'm going to do this good thing. You know, and you might be able to condition yourself out of it if you're a monk or something like that.
Maybe.
and you've reached, you know.
Well, then you're getting spirituality out of it. You're not getting. You're still getting something out of it as a monk.
But what if you've
spiritual
got rid of all of the concept of the self? I don't know how these you know, how deep you go as a monk. You might just not be you anymore.
Even if you're not you, you're still getting something out of it.
But what are you getting if you're not you?
You're getting some sort of spiritual fulfillment, surely, if you're a monk.
But if you're not you, then fulfillment wouldn't exist, right?
Well, why not?
If you've just become sort of a tool of goodness.
Well, that would have been you would have been molded into that.
Okay.
So you're still you, but you're you in a different. What if you're an ant? We're coming back to the king of the ants.
Okay.
What if you? So if you're the king of the ants, and you direct the ants to do good things. So you control all the ants in the world. And you direct the ants to do as many good deeds as possible, like carrying food to homeless people, or I don't know what good an ant could do. Yeah. Or like a mess of ants.
Yeah.
You would be getting something out of it, but the ants would be doing good things, and ants don't have a sense of self.
What would you get out of it?
So the ants, well, you're the person who's directing the ants.
Right.
So you're the one who's kind of getting the fulfillment, but the ants are actually doing the good thing. And ants don't have a sense of self. So they're literally just a force for good.
I don't know if you got more and more removed from it, you might just not get that fulfillment anymore.
Maybe. Well, it'd be like muscle memory.
Well, no, you might this is my job. I just send ants to go and help homeless people. Because we can't. I mean, even with anything, even if we came back to me and you, and we were consistently doing good stuff, right? Good stuff for being 100% altruistic, 100% of the time, right? We can't always feel an emotion from that, can we?
Yeah. Well, let's go with bees, right? Because bees have a similar setup to ants.
Right.
If you keep bees and they make honey, and you give the honey to the homeless, the bees are a force for good, because bees are making the honey that you use to help people or to feed people. Checkmate, atheists.
Yeah. So right, I think we've got one good thing. We've got one definitely good thing. You can be altruistic, and you can do that really without any bad coming of it. You need bees or ants, or to be a monk,
bees or ants,
or to be an absolute a monk who has no sense of self anymore. But I mean, even with a sense of self, like we might be getting something out of it, but just doing good shit for the sake of doing good shit, that I don't really. There's not any bad from it, is there? So it could be a completely good act.
Right.
Like there'd be no aspect of bad in it. I think we might have gone a bit too far with the. We may not need the ants to be completely good in an action. While it might be good to have them. We could have them, I think. Yeah. We might as well keep them and make good honey. But
we don't need. Okay, we may not need the ants. Do we need the bees?
I mean, I'd like the bees. I'd prefer to have the bees.
Bees are great. They're fuzzy and they shouldn't be able to fly, but they can.
Just belief, man. It's self-belief. Well, I mean, it's not, but that's what they say.
Self-belief and a helpful dose of physics.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to evil.
Evil. Can we have 100% evil act? Probably.
Before we add more insects into the mix, let's talk about evil. Okay, so absolute evil. I mean, I think that one's a bit easier.
Yeah.
Because you can have like mass genocide.
Yeah.
For arbitrary reasons.
Mm-hmm.
That would be evil.
Mm.
I mean, most like it is. No, it's evil. It's quite easy with evil.
Yeah.
It's easier to be evil than it is to be good.
Yeah.
Which I mean, Star Wars had something going for it. You know, the dark side is the quick and easy path.
Mm.
Whereas the light side is more difficult, but maybe more rewarding. Maybe not immediately rewarding.
Ooh. Question of a universal definition of evil. Right. A fundamental question is whether there is a universal, transcendent definition of evil, or whether evil is determined by one's social and cultural background. C.S. Lewis, in The Abolition of Man, maintained that there are certain acts that are universally considered evil, such as rape and murder. Yeah, I'll give you that one, C.S. Lewis. I think that's about right. The numerous instances in which rape and murder is morally affected by social context calls this into question. Up until the mid-19th century, the United States, along with many other countries, practiced forms of slavery. As is often the case, those transgressing moral boundaries stood to profit from that exercise. Arguably, slavery has been the same and objectively evil, but men with a motivation to transgress will justify that action. Nazis during World War II, I've got two more paragraphs, considered genocide to be acceptable. Right, okay, so this comes down to being determined by someone's social or cultural background. Okay. I mean, surely that would just uncover.
So they're arguing it's subjective.
I mean, I guess to a point, because I guess the further we get into this thing called being civilized, we'll just find more stuff evil, right?
Well, the Nazis, in order to get the soldiers to do what they did, they had to
get them all doing tiny pieces.
They had to, they had to either radically desensitize their soldiers, or like you said, like at Auschwitz, they had a lot of people employed at Auschwitz doing one little bit at a time.
Yeah. So someone gets them off the train, someone walks them to the gate, someone opens the gate, someone walks them from the gate to the showers, someone locks the gate to the showers, someone goes and gets the gas, someone puts in the gas, someone turns the switch, someone presses the button, someone cleans up the bodies, someone buries the bodies. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And you think, and you're just a cog, so you're sort of trained to not see the system. So like my job is just to lock a door. That's that's my job. All I do is lock this door. That's what I do. And there you go. You can wash your hands because you're not killing anyone. You're just locking a door. But in the wider context, you are. And it's I mean that's insidious. Right, that is evil. That's so evil. Because you're not just killing you're not just killing all of these people, you're manipulating other people into doing it. And you're making it almost, well, you're not making it okay, but you're making it okay you're making it more okay from their perspective. You're making it easier. And this is the thing, like you say, well, in Nazi Germany, genocide was acceptable. It's like that proves that it's not. That proves that it was absolutely not acceptable. You had to essentially trick your armed forces into doing it.
Yeah.
Or you had to, radically desensitize them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the police. I think it was Polish police officers during Nazi rule who were gradually forced into doing worse and worse things.
Yeah.
Almost as a form of training to just desensitize them. Until eventually they were going out into fields and shooting pregnant women in the head.
Yeah.
So it's just one little step at a time. And that doesn't prove, and that proves that a select few people at the top found it acceptable or could justify it. That doesn't prove that Nazi Germany itself was like, genocide is okay.
Yeah. So I've got a question then. Let's push this to the limit. So everyone now, as of right now, imagine, thinks murder is okay. Murder is socially acceptable now, right?
Okay.
Is it evil?
Yes.
If everyone thinks it's okay, every person from here until the end of time will think that murder is okay.
Just because people think it's okay doesn't make it okay. I mean, there are murder's kind of more complicated because you've got, I mean, when you're fighting in a war, you're murdering people, right? But you're murdering people for what you think I don't want to say for a greater good, but for a larger cause, let's say. I mean, we just mentioned the Nazis. I mean, would you call Allied soldiers who stormed concentration camps and killed the guards and rescued the people there? Would you say that they were murderers?
And would you call them evil?
Technically, would you call them evil? Exactly. Technically speaking, if you're going technical, they were killing other people. So technically they were murdering people, but it's more complicated because of the scenario involved, the scenario in place. I mean, like all of these things, it kind of depends. I mean, if we're saying that, so let's take your example that murder becomes socially acceptable.
Everyone thinks it's okay now. Everyone thinks it's okay.
Everyone thinks it's okay. Now, that's almost impossible because there are people who are going to think it's not okay. But let's say that there's people, because murder is socially acceptable. Let's say that there's a point where, I don't know, someone thinks that you've wronged them somehow. It may just like a perceived slight. And they go, right, well, I'm gonna, because it's acceptable, I'm gonna just kill you and everyone in the house. And you have a family at this point. Maybe you have a wife and a kid. if you kill them to stop them killing you and your family, that's different. You have a different motivation than the people who are coming in and trying to do it. So it all depends, I guess.
But everyone thinks it's okay now. Like, everyone thinks it's okay. This is like a nonsense.
Well, then you wouldn't blink an eye.
No.
I mean,
this is a nonsense thought experiment, but I'm just pushing it to its envelope.
But there are still levels of morality. There would still be a scale there, because if you're defending people you love, and the only way to do that is to kill these people coming in, then you'll be able to sleep way easier. I mean, if everyone thinks it's okay, they'll be able to sleep quite easy, the people coming in.
So then it becomes a case of right and more right, doesn't it?
I suppose, yeah.
And then I guess, so if you follow that through, then there becomes a scale of good to bad murder, which is what we were getting at before with the Allied soldiers and things like that. So, I mean, part of good and evil then, I think, from that, is that it is partially social and cultural background. However, there are sort of like,
Well, I mean, even in a war setting, part of training is desensitizing soldiers to the idea of shooting someone.
Yeah.
And even then, it's interesting. I only in a war scenario where people have guns, only a third of any army actually shoots at other people. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone else fires their gun in the general direction with the intention to miss, or they don't fire at all. And that tracks across time.
But then there'd was something that changed that.
There'd be people in medieval wars who wouldn't do anything.
And I think something changed in the 60s, I think. Might be wrong.
Well, that's in every war. I'm not that hasn't changed. Even in Vietnam, you'd have people going to war but not trying to kill anyone.
I'm sure there was something.
Or unless you're controlling people with like psychotropic substances.
I think it might have been something like that.
But which is what I mean. Yeah. MK Ultra, are you talking about?
No, I'm not sure. There was just at one point that the ratio went up. I can't remember why it was.
I mean, Vietnam. I mean, might have changed that. The nature of that war might have changed that. Because that was you weren't necessarily fighting a standing army. I mean, at times you were, but at other times you were fighting people who were disappearing into the forest. Who would come out of the forest, kill your mates, and then disappear back into the jungle, into tunnels. Yeah. I mean, it's
terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you hear about the people who would go into like the tunnels they dug.
Oh yeah, the tunnel rats.
You hear about people going into there. Yeah. I mean, the fatality rate of the tunnel, the people who would go into the tunnels to try and root out the Viet Cong, the fatality rate was about 80 to 90%.
That's nuts.
Because they would trap they would trap the tunnels, and they'd be lying in wait. You know, it's So, I mean, I guess we could. I mean, we're looking at absolute evil. I mean, I guess we're saying genocide. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I mean, there's a few things with that. Anything involving children. Anything involving mass murder, I would say, is evil.
So there's good and there's evil acts. We've worked that out. I think we can say that there is. Are there good and evil people?
I think people are more complicated.
Just grey as fuck.
I mean, there would be people that are more along the scale either way. But the devil's in all of us. I mean, everyone has the capacity. I mean, everyone has the capacity to lie, manipulate, and deceive. I realise that lying and deceiving are the same thing. Lying and manipulating, let's say.
I like the trinity of it, though. Keep it. That was good.
that's just using the same word twice.
Yeah.
Everyone has the capacity to lie, not tell the truth, and deceive. Sound like a fucking video essay. We just need some like soft piano music behind what I say.
Yeah.
And I need to speak softly.
Yeah. And then it's just
everyone
smooth jazz radio.
Yeah. Well, have you seen video essays on YouTube?
No.
I mean, that's the kind of what we're doing like a long form type of thing, but it's usually like a 10-minute video that doesn't really say anything at all.
Ah, okay. So this,
but you think
for
it's
an hour
something.
and a half long.
Well, we're saying something.
Something. We normally get there.
Give yourself more credit than that, Luke.
Yeah. No, we do normally get somewhere. That's good. Yeah, I think it's harder to do with people, isn't it?
It is. It is because a lot harder to do with people.
Every action needs to be measured. The consequences of that action need to be measured, and the reason for that action needs to be measured, right?
Yeah. Well, there's also always a road that leads someone to a certain place. So let's go back to Hitler.
Yeah, let's go back to
him. So Hitler fought in the First World War.
Yep.
He, I believe he got injured in the First World War.
I think he did, yeah.
There's an incident, it may be apocryphal, I'm not sure, but there was an incident where he was with a group of soldiers. They were his unit or something like that, and he went off to use the lavatory, and when he came back, they were all dead.
Right.
Because they'd been shelled or something, or they'd been mortared or something like that.
Right. Okay.
So he goes through a war. He comes out of it into a Germany that's
broken,
basically been ravaged. That's broken, that owes billions of Deutschmarks to Britain and France because of the Treaty of Versailles.
Yep. Inflation goes through the roof, and
Germany,
people are, like, going up and getting like bread with wheelbarrows worth of Deutschmark.
Exactly. Yeah. Hyperinflation. Germany even like the First World War was a absolute mess in terms of why it happened. It happened basically because of the arrogance of nations at the time.
Right.
But the Treaty of Versailles put all the blame on Germany. I mean, you can argue that they were more to blame than anyone else, but I mean, it was just super blocks of nations waving their cocks about, essentially. So Germany is a crippled mess. People are very angry. There's a rise of communism is rising because Karl Marx was German.
Oh, okay.
And he's sort of rising up. His ideology is rising. Then you have other things like Friedrich Nietzsche, who's the basis. His philosophy was twisted, and it became the basis of Hitler's
by his sister, by his anti-Semitic sister. Yeah.
Yep. Which everybody forgets.
Yep.
No one is willing to admit that a woman was a huge architect of.
He wrote some good shit, Nietzsche, as well. I read it for my masters. Wrote some good shit, and I was like, I can see how this has happened, though.
Yeah,
I can see where the words have been twisted here.
Yeah, well, I mean, Karl Marx was incredibly anti-Semitic as well. You know, so anti-Semitism has its root in Germany at that time, I suppose. And Hitler, I mean, Hitler's the Nazi Party were the nationalist socialist party,
right?
So they're following Marx to a degree, and they've got anti-Semitism in the ranks. So you can kind of see the road that led Hitler to being what he became, in a way. I don't really know much about Hitler, but I mean, you can see the road that leads. I mean, if you take a good person, let's take a good person that's not Hitler. I mean, who's a good person? Who would you say is a good person?
Let's go with Gandhi.
Okay, yeah, let's go with Gandhi.
Because he did some naughty stuff.
He did some very, very naughty stuff.
He's a bit shady. That doesn't always come out, does it?
Yeah. I mean, you could go MLK, you could go Martin Luther King.
Yep.
There's some shady stuff with him, but not as much as Gandhi.
Yeah. Well, MLK, he just like shagging around, didn't he? He like shagging.
Yeah. Like the thing with MLK, he liked shagging around, and like he plagiarized his dissertation, and they're the only two things that I can think of that I've heard bad about MLK. But he grew up in a time where people were being oppressed.
Yeah.
For an arbitrary reason. And he resolved, and he saw people trying to fight that with violence, and he resolved to fight it with peace. I don't know much about Martin Luther King either. I want to read up about him, actually, because he's a fascinating man. How you can, because he seems like an exemplar that you can use across time, because you think about him, how he made more of a difference than almost anybody in terms of race relations. And he didn't do it through violence, he did it through peace.
Yeah.
Something we could look at today in current year. We certainly live in a society
It doesn't seem to come naturally, does it, to the human race at large?
No, it doesn't. Well, I mean, we are. When you look at us, I mean, we're a part of nature, and nature is not. I mean, we are possibly the only animal. I don't know. We're one of the only animals that has a sense of morality. When you look at nature as a whole, it's violence and death and genocide on a daily basis. When you look at colonies of apes tearing each other apart, when you look at colonies of ants tearing each other apart, go back to the ants.
Yeah.
Your predators and prey. I mean, it's all. It's a violent world, and we've sort of. I don't want to say we've risen above it. We've risen above it in a sense, but we're still governed by animal instincts. In a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
You've got to evolve beyond animal instincts in some way in order to sort of, in order to sort of truly
be good,
truly evolve, I suppose.
Yeah. Sort of truly be good. Yeah.
What was the question again?
I think it was there such thing as good and evil? So there is such thing as good and evil, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
But maybe not with people. I think good and evil is shorthand, isn't it? For disproportionately beneficial or disproportionately unbeneficial, or whatever the opposite of beneficial is. What would it be? Don't know.
Beneficial. Oh, I can't think. It's morning for me still. You forget.
Yeah. But and it just seems like shorthand, doesn't it? You know. Because one thing that I don't like to engage with is whataboutery. Really, I see it a lot on the internet. Like Gandhi, Gandhi.
It's a logical fallacy.
He did a lot of good shit. And it's like, but what about, when he did that thing, when he didn't let his wife have any medicine? Yeah, shitty thing to do. I'm not condoning that at all. But I guess you have to sort of take each thing on its merit, or just. But then if we took everything on its merit, we'd just be sat there all day, going, right. So this is what you've done today, Mr. Matt. You've done this thing. Oh, you did a little naughty thing here, a good thing here. Maybe we shouldn't concern ourselves with it.
I mean, it's all part of. Yeah, maybe. I mean, you just got to try and you just got to try and be good and do good things.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Don't do it. It was coming. As soon as I said it, I was like, fuck. We're here again.
We've come back to that. I mean,
No, I think it's
try and do good things.
It's shorthand, isn't it? It's shorthand. You can't be completely evil. Evil is a 4-letter word for a very for morality. I'm sure someone can't be completely good.
No, absolutely not.
It's impossible. Not even through just trying to do it 100% of the time. Life is chaos. Life is absolute chaos. As you said, the path to hell is paved with good intentions. We can have the best intentions in the world, but three steps down the line, it may affect someone. That doesn't mean don't try and be good, but it just means life is what it is. Life is nuts, and might as well be good.
Mm-hmm.
Good slower, but you'll probably feel better for it, right?
Yeah. Good. Being good is hard work.
Yeah,
but it's rewarding.
Well, all hard work is, isn't it? Meaningful hard work is good for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we're back to
all right.
Personal blooming responsibility. Only took us we haven't been able to get away from it, have we? We need to get more esoteric, Matt.
What we're finding out is that personal responsibility solves a lot of problems.
Yeah. It's just working on yourself, isn't it? If you can focus on yourself, your little system, your person, this thing, this avatar that takes you through the world, regardless if we're in a simulation, regardless of if the Roombas are going to come with Uzis, right? The thing that you have 100% control of is here. It is in your body. It is your body and your mind and your actions and your choices. Sort that out. If everyone sorts that out, we're fine. We're good. You want to change the world, change yourself. Be an exemplar.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
Change yourself. Gandhi who said that?
Probably. But then, he was also nasty to his wife. So he's not an exemplar, Matt. What about that? Don't worry about Gandhi, guys. Worry about yourselves. Every time I get near personal responsibility, I get really fired up and start doing monologues. Anyone gets near me with anything like this, sort yourselves out.
Clean your room.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
how do we get away from this, Matt? How do we get away from the personal responsibility?
I don't think.
Maybe
in a way, I don't think we can, and in another way, I don't think we should.
No.
Maybe we can't. It's going to come up. It'll come up naturally, it seems.
But then,
you know what is a moral good though. You know what is definitely a moral good.
What?
Liking and subscribing. That's a moral good.
Oh, he came in with it. Ring the bell. Ring the bell for good karma, guys.
Like and subscribe. It's free.
It's altruistic as well.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Well, actually, it's not, because you get fantastic content from me and Matt telling you how to be better people and shouting at you at the end of it, going, personal responsibility.
Indeed.
Anyway.
Indeed, you do.
Yeah. Next week we'll talk about something else. We may or may not come back to personal responsibility. No, we'll be back in 2 weeks, won't we, Matt? I'm not sure. Maybe a week, maybe 2. Depends if we're on Camel Moon yet. Who knows? If we're not, still go over there. They do good shows over there. It's called Night Class, isn't it?
They do.
Show.
Yes, it is.
I watched their one on the absolute or total or complete carnage, where Will got into into some hot water with people on Twitter.
Yeah.
Go there to find out more.
Oh,
hilarious! It's so funny. When he told us I was in stitches, It was so funny. But yeah, go over there. Show's really good. We'll be over there soon. And until then, make good choices. Be nice to each other or not. I can't tell you what to do.
Up to you.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.